Yo, what's up guys, it's Shady here, and today we're here with our week 3 battle for the APA Academy, Season 1. Today we'll be going against Curt, aka Curt, and and his Brisbane Buzzwole. Make sure to check out his stuff in the description below. We're gonna quickly go over the team, what I brought, his team, my team, etc. First off, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like down below, and also make sure to subscribe for more league content weekly. But anyways, let me go over our teams. They should be on screen, but either way, I'm just gonna go over it. My team, un momento, is, let me see if I can pull it up. There we go. We got Garchomp, Kaleo, Tangrowth, Rotom Heat, Mega Aerodactyl, Rabombi, Escavalier, Azelf, Quillfish, Hitmontop, and Liepard. Where does he have the Torrentee, Kartana, Conkeldurr, Haxorus, Vaporeon, Amoonguss, Mudsdale, Comfey, Electivire, Combuskin, and Mega Audino. So with that, here's the team we decided to bring. We decided to bring a offensive Quillfish here. We got Adamant with the Intimidate ability with the Black Sludge, Poison Jab, T-Wave, Taunt, and Destiny Bond. We got 124 speed. I believe, what is that speed creep? I built this team a while ago. I believe that speed creeps min speed or near min speed Comfey. And then we got max attack, adamant, and then we have 132 HP. Poison Jab for our main attack because he does have the double fairies there. He has Mega Audino and the Comfey, so that could really hurt it a lot. And that'd be nice for breaking it. T-Wave just to get some just so that we can slow things down. Taunt to stop the Calm Mind, Mega Audino, and Comfey if those begin to become a problem. And it also helps stopping Vaporeon from wishing and stuff, and Hillbelling and all that. And Destiny Bond just in case we can get it off against maybe like the Conkeldurr. I know that'd be slower than us. Maybe the Amoonguss, Mudsdale. There's a number of things on his team that's slower than us, which would nice we get that Destiny Bond off of. So, yeah, so we got Shaq there. Next, we got Billy Mays here, our Rotom Heat. This is our Fizz Def wall in order to wall threats such as the Kartana, the Haxorus, although Haxorus with Bolt Breaker, we do need to watch out for EQ. The Mudsdale, Rock Slide probably still hurt a bit, and the Electivire if it's physically defensive. Also, it does deal pretty well with the Tornadus despite us being physically defensive. We got the Overheat, the Willow, the Pain Split, and the Defog. I really wanted to run Volt Switch, but I just didn't have the slots for it, and I felt like we really needed Defog. So, yeah. The only thing we really problem with only having Overheat as our only attack move is Vaporeon really can't pressure as well as we might have wanted. But otherwise, this isn't too bad of a team. Willow, in case he decides to go out into Hackers possibly on us. And if you look Dyer's Fizz Def, that could help as well. Let the Mudsdale with Willow really helps to take physically hits. Pain Split obviously to get health back, and the Defog to get rid of any hazards that the Mudsdale may set. I think that's about it. Yeah, only Mudsdale can set rocks, but they're still rather annoying nonetheless. And I can see him bringing Mudsdale. So yeah. Next we got Tangrowth here. Our Tangrowth, this one is also physically defensive with Giga Drain, Knockoff, Slade Bomb, Sleep Powder. Giga Drain, just obviously to get back health. That really hurts his team. Knockoff to knock off any item. Maybe we can get the Torrens AV off. Life Orb maybe, or just got an item. The Kong getting off its AV, it's scouting for Z moves on things that you may switch into, just the Haxorus may be nice. And Sludge Bomb for the Mega Audino and the Comfey just to get a little bit of damage off. And Sleep Powder, just in case we can get it off on some of his threats to our team. That might help a lot. So, Sleep Powder. Yeah, or that's our Tangrowth. Next, we got an Azelf here, offensive Azelf with Size Shock, Flamethrower, U-Turn, Taunt. We're 228 speed. That speed creeps a max speed Kartana, I think. I think so. Psyshock, Flamethrower, U-turn, and Taunt. That really hurts his team a lot. The Mega Audino and Comfey may be able to take hit, but nonetheless, this is really going to hurt his team. Psyshock, U-turn, Taunt maybe could help against things such as the Comfey and Mega Audino, because they could definitely see Mega Audino coming in on me, and so I may have to stay in and Taunt just so he doesn't set up Calm Minds on me. So, there's that as Elf. Next we got Garchomp here, which we never gave a nickname to. That's unfortunate. I don't think I ever thought of a nickname, I guess. With the Adamant, Rough Skin with the Roselli Berry, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Sword Dance, and the Stealth Rock with the Roselli Berry. At +2, after we get up to SD, EQ Dragon Claw is literally looking like it hurts his team a lot, especially late game. Torteam Kartana outspeed us. Kartana's not gonna kill. Depending on what we set up on and like what our health is at, we could definitely take a hit from probably the Kartana. The Torn may be a little more iffy. We might have to see what kind of set he is. But nonetheless, Plenty Dragon Claw is gonna really hurt anything on his team. I think Kartana takes a +2 hit, but not taking it very well. If we just get a little bit of chip on it, it'll probably die. Kong, Haxorus, Vape, and Amoonguss take hits, but they're definitely taking it a lot. But basically, late game SD Chomp looks really nice. And obviously, we got the Roselli Berry there for possible draining his Comfey, because obviously, with the Triage or Triage, however you pronounce its ability, it's going to get priority with that move, and that may stop our sweep. So, we are going to run the Roselli Berry in order to stop that. And we're running 220 speed Adamant. I believe that speed creeps the... What's that speed creep? We're base 102, so it probably speed creeps Haxorus, speed creeping max speed Rotom Heat. That's probably what it was. That's my guess. And then last we got Mega Aerodactyl here. GL, our Mega Aerodactyl with Stone Edge, Aerial Ace, Iron Head, and Aqua Tail. Everything on his team pretty much gets 2 KO'd from this set, minus the Kartana. You get 3 KO'd just barely by Aerial Ace. Torn doesn't take a hit, like nothing takes a hit from this. I guess maybe the Vaporeon, depending on his spread, and Mudsdale might because of stamina. But otherwise, this team is just really not appreciating my Aerodactyl here. So I'm really looking forward to this wall breaking his team. Last week, it could have won us the game against Silver. Unfortunately, we made wrong choice in the 50-50 with the Ice Shard versus Pursuit, because this won us the game late game. We're at that point, but nonetheless, we are here. Geo's here for revenge. We're 148 Adamant. That sped crept. I want to say Torn T speed creeping something else. I'm really not too sure, but nonetheless, that's our team. We have rocks here on Garchomp. That's gonna be really nice for chipping down some of the team, so that we can get these so that some of these rolls are more in our favor and stuff. You know, he got the Torn T, like his only defogger. He got Torn T. He has Kartana, but not many people are gonna run Kartana as a defogger. Yeah, so just Torn T and Comfey. So, and Combuskin, I guess, gets it as well. But I don't really see Combuskin coming against us. That's our team. Looking to hopefully, probably wall break with. What I'm probably gonna do is have like Garchomp set up, kind of mid game, and probably they'll punch a little bit of holes on this team. Garchomp really set up the SD and really punch a big hole in his team, and then hopefully that sets up Aerodactyl for the Sweet Blade game. Hopefully that's their game plan, or we'll see how it plays out in the game. See you all in there.
Alright guys, we are back here with the battle. Was gonna live comment like I said, however, there ended up being some really loud noises during it, so I did not live comment. In fact, there might be some loud noises in this because that's been thundering a lot lately. So, and you might hear my fan because it's hot, but I'm not gonna turn it off. So yeah, we're here with the battle. He has Torn, Comfey, Amoonguss, Vaporeon, Electivire, and the Mudsdale were of course being the 6 that you saw in the team builder. I decided here to lead off with the Azelf, as he decided to lead off with the Torn. He decided to lead off with Torn. I decided to lead off with the Azelf because I felt like I could U-turn out on anything on his team except for that Torn. Obviously, Torn outspeeds the Senate. It really hurts us with that U-turn or the Hurricane, whichever one wants to click, or even the knockoff. You know, just any move from that Torn is gonna hurt because Torn is a big, strong bird, and Azelf is a little not really too defensive. So yeah, we're gonna go hard in a Torn because we don't want to take that U-turn or anything. I know that gives him the free initiative, but there's not really a lot we can do about that. And he decides here to go into his Mudsdale, which I thought was kind of interesting. Although, to be fair, on his team, doesn't really have a lot that wants to go one-on-one with a full HP Rotom Heat. So yeah, he's gonna go into Mudsdale. I'm gonna stay near and I'm just gonna Willow, because I knew that I could take a Rock Slide, especially after it gets burned, because obviously we're probably gonna outspeed a Mudsdale. And so yeah, we get the Willow off, and he's gonna actually fire off the Toxic here, which is pretty annoying because Rotom is really nice this game in order to take hits from that Torn. But now we're kind of on a timer. And also staying in that allow me to default the following turn. In case set up the rocks here, I'm gonna swap out into my Tangrowth because I know obviously I can take any hit from this thing, as he decides to set up the rocks this turn. So that means that our Rotom now has to come in on the rocks, take toxic damage and any possible other damage in order to get the defog off later in the game, which is going to be really, really annoying. But we will have to do that. Here I really, really badly want to click Sleep Powder expecting the Torn, but I didn't want him to go Amoonguss expecting the Sleep Powder, and then just my whole tech be thrown out the window, or like revealed. So I didn't. I decided to click the knockoff. I'm gonna knock off the Sharp Beak, which is really important that we knock that off. You will find that out later in the game as to why that's important. So yeah, we're gonna go into Rotom here. On the Torn, Rotom is our dedicated Torn switching, as he decided to go for the U-turn. Of course, he's just gonna keep U-turning this entire game. He's gonna get the crit, not really that big of a deal. And he decided to go into his Electivire, which I thought was interesting. Because according to my calc, we could live a hit from any hit from this thing. His strongest move to hit us would be Hidden Power or the Rock Slide, as long as he wasn't banded or Specs. You know, with whichever move, we could live any hit. But he actually misses the Rock Slide, which is pretty unfortunate. It's pretty unfortunate. Cause like I said, I could live the hit, so the defog was guaranteed to get off. But definitely, you'll see why later in the game. Me still being alive here with my Rotom, it's going to be a little unfortunate and possibly change the course of the game. I just had to click Rock Slide again and misses the second one. That's unfortunate. I'm going to be able to get the Willow off. I knew I could live another one, and there was a number of mons that I'd be able to get a Pain Split off on. So I thought Will-O-Wisp being this Electivire, since I don't really have a great switching to it, would be really, really nice. Also at this point, after him clicking Rock Slide like that, and clicking Rock Slide this following turn, I'm definitely leaning more towards him being Scarf. I already kind of thought he might have been Scarf just looking at the beginning matchup, but this more or less solidifies it for me that he is Scarf just based on his team matchup. I know it's kind of the battle's going a little bit slow here. I don't know why in this section of the replay specifically it really, really slows down. But yeah, he's gonna end the Rock Slide here as I go into my Tangrowth, because at that point with the Rotom, because of the toxic damage, we're gonna die to the Rock Slide, plus toxic, and based on that damage, he's a non-boosting item, which even more solidifies that he is Scarfed in my mind, and you'll see why that matters later in the game. Here, I'm gonna predict the Torn to come out, and that's exactly what he does. I'm just gonna click Sleep Powder this turn. And so here I decided I could just go straight into my Mega Aerodactyl and completely pressure his team. However, Curt here decided to make a really, really good play and goes into his Vaporeon and completely shut down me pressuring his team. So now, as I was pretty
excited to get my Aerodactyl in, but now I'm immediately gonna have to switch it right back out. And go. I'm just gonna go straight to my Tangrowth here, and he is actually gonna reveal that he has the Heal Bell. Right here, he has the Heal Bell, which is really annoying because one, that bird, the Tornadus is no longer burned, and now the Electivire isn't burned, meaning that Rotom really can't get a pain split off with that anymore. Let's just one less Mon. Here I predict him to go into the Azelf, because I thought he would predict me to go for the Sleep Powder, and so he would go into the Amoonguss. So I predict that, and I go to the Azelf, which is exactly what happens. And I'm gonna Side Shock to try to figure out his scent, because I know I could take any hit from it. And he is actually just gonna go to the Mudsdale here, and he's gonna eat the hit pretty well because obviously it's a physical defensive Mon. And here, I really don't want Rocks back up. Rotom's already weak. I don't need to worry about getting it in and turning default. So I'm gonna taunt here as he does try to set up his Rocks. So that's really good there. Here I'm gonna U-turn as he's gonna go straight into his Torn. Not really sure why he decided to go Torn. My guess is probably because he takes any hit with it and it pressures the Azelf, but I feel like he had to have felt like the U-turn was pretty obvious there. But I'm just gonna be able to go into my Mega Aerodactyl here, and I'm just gonna click the Stone Edge, as he just gonna swap into his counter here, his check here, his Mudsdale, and so yeah, I'm gonna Mega Evolve here, and just click the Stone Edge on this thing, and as you guys are gonna see here in a moment, I'm actually gonna end up missing the Stone Edge, which actually is low-key kind of lucky, because now I'm gonna be able to get the Aqua Tail here off, and it's gonna be pretty much 100% chance of me killing this this thing with the Aqua Tail, where it's Stone Edge and then the Aqua Tail after the stamina boost was a rule for me to kill, which I was going to risk either way. But yeah, so we're kind of lucky that we missed. But yeah, he's gonna go into Vaporeon here, as I'm gonna go into my Tangrowth, but he's gonna make a double out back into his Torn. Here I am just gonna go into my Rotom and sack it, because we killed Mudsdale, which was his rocker, so Rotom isn't as important. Don't get me wrong, losing my my Torn switch in while he still has Torn is gonna be very kind of very annoying to deal with, but it's just something I'm willing to do. It's a play I'm willing to make, just because I don't really see a lot of mons I can get the pain split off on anymore. Just really the Amoonguss, which he seems to really not want to bring in anymore. Like, he's really not bringing that thing in a lot. Even so, yeah. You can click the Hurricane, as y'all saw. I'm gonna live it, and here I decided to go for the pain split on the off chance he went for the U-turn instead of trying to kill me, or in case he thought the U-turn killed, which it doesn't. And yeah, you click the U-turn, you want to do Electivire. I'm just gonna pain split. Here I'm gonna swap, because now I'm healthy enough to where maybe I can take a hit with the from the Torn, and because I didn't think he clicked the Ice type move here, and because I thought he was Scarfed, I thought he'd swap here, so I decided to get my Rocks up, but he's revealed not to be Scarfed, and he's just gonna click the Ice Punch here and completely obliterate my Garchomp, which is really disappointing, because I've been wanting to use Chomp for so long. I was so happy to get it, and then first time ever using Chomp, I just really pretty much just sack it for the Rocks. Which, don't get me wrong, the Rocks are really nice this game, but you know, I'd really like to use Chomp a little bit more. I'm gonna go to myself, I'm gonna pressure out that Electivire, and I'm just gonna click the Side Shock here. And I already revealed Taunt at this point, and so I thought it was gonna be pretty obvious that I was gonna click the Taunt here, and so I decided to U-turn out on this Vaporeon, but he decides to click the Wish as I go into Tangrowth, which still confused me. I mean, I thought the taunt was pretty obvious, so I thought he'd just Scald to get off damage, but nope, he just clicked the Wish. I guess maybe he just predicted me to over-predict, I guess. But I'm gonna click the Giga Drain here, so he's just gonna go into his Comfey. And so I'm gonna get the Giga Drain off, do a good amount of damage. It doesn't matter though, it's just to get all the way back up to full. I didn't really gain any health that time. So yeah, he's gonna click the Calm Mind here. I knew he'd click Calm Mind, and so I was 100% willing to just waste my sleep. Not really waste, but use my sleep powder on this Mon rather than the Torn to stop this thing from potentially Calm Mind sweeping me. Even though I find it very difficult for him to do so with the Quillfish in the pack. Speaking of which, here I decided to go into my Quillfish. Quillfish with my dedicated answer for this and the Mega Aldina to stop it from setting up. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. He's going to burn his one guaranteed turn of sleep. And he's going to go to Torn on the Poison Jab here. Going to do a good amount. Now this next turn, I knew that I could live a Hurricane. And getting the T-Wave would be nice because Rotom really isn't going to counter this thing anymore. However, I would be able to pressure it a lot with the Azelf, along with the Mega Aerodactyl if it was paralyzed, and the Quillfish. Quillfish also outspeeds and does a lot of damage if it's paralyzed. But realistically, that was a bad play since I need Quillfish to be healthy in order to check that Comfey. But luckily for us, he misses and we get the free T-Wave off. He decided to swap into the Vape just to sack it as I Poison Jab twice. I'm going to get the poison with the first Poison Jab. Doesn't end up mattering, but still kind of like salt in the wound. Pretty much after this entire game. You know, him missing a ton of Rock Slides, him missing the Hurricane, you know, definitely unfortunate. Here he's going to go into the Electivire. I'm just going to go into my Rotom to sack it. And I was actually going to predict that and go for the Rock Slide. I didn't think predicting was really necessary at that point. He could Thunderbolt plus Rock Slide kill this thing, but I guess he just decided to do it. He misses. Doesn't end up mattering though, because he's landing the next one, and nothing really matters. Just once again, like the Poison Jab, is kind of like salt in the wound. Here I'm going to go into my Zelf, and he's just going to let me take his Electivire's life with a Psyshock here. So yeah, we are now up. I think it's 4-3 at this point. He's going to go into the Mungus, and I knew the only reason he'd go Mungus here would be to Spore me, so I decided here to click the Taunt, and that's exactly what he does. He tried to Spore myself, and here I'm just going to go for the Psyshock, and he's going to click the Sludge Bomb just to get damage off on me, and he's just going to let me take his Amungus's life. So yeah, that's another kill for Zelf here. He's going to do a good amount of the Sludge Bomb. Like I said at the beginning, Zelf just really isn't that bulky at all. Most priority really hurts it, but luckily Curt really didn't have a lot of priority on his team, if any. But yeah, we're going to kill the second Psyshock because he's just going to go into his Comfey, which is still asleep at this point, but he already burned his one guaranteed sleep turn, so he could wake up at any point now. So here I decided to Calm Mind and go in, or not Calm Mind, I decided to go for the U-turn and go into Quillfish, as he actually ends up waking up as close to first turn as you could really get. He wakes up and he's just going to click the Calm Mind here. And like I was talking about earlier about how the Hurricane, me staying in and knowing I could live it because he wasn't Sharp Peak anymore. I got knocked off earlier in the game. Although I could have lived one, definitely wasn't the smartest way because even a +1 Calm Mind, because he's Pixie Plate and I think his max special attack or something. I know he's at least Pixie Plate. That thing is doing a lot with a +1 Draining Kiss. So we were pretty lucky that he missed the Hurricane because otherwise Quillfish would be able to clean up at this point in the game. Spoilers are going to be able to clean up because here we just 2 KO. The Comfey not able to 2 KO us beforehand. And he's going to be going to Torn, but because we got the Thunder Wave off earlier in the game, we're going to be able to outspeed it because we have a good amount of speed investment, and we're going to be able to get the Poison Jab off and just kill it from where it's at. So yeah, we're pretty lucky that he missed, although we're lucky in regards to we had a little bit more diff than we may have had, and the fact that Quillfish was able to get up those last few kills. However, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know how much it really would have mattered. GG to Curt. Although most of the hacks really didn't matter, you know, Poison Jab and a couple of those Rock Slide misses, it really didn't matter too much. It was still unfortunate, just all the hacks in general. If he had landed the first couple of those Rock Slides, his Electivire would have been healthier, which may have changed the game, because he may have been able to take a hit with, like, Azelf and pressure me a lot. Because I think the Thunder Punch from it, or Electrium Z, I know he had Electrium Z, so Wild Charge with Thunder Punch, whatever he had,
into what I get hit by. I got hit by the Among Us Sludge Bomb. That may have killed me. That would have that may have lowered the diff a bit. But it may have changed the game depending on maybe how I played it. I'm not really too sure. Had he landed the Hurricane, like Coolfish wouldn't have been able to stop that comfy late game and clean up. However, Tangrowth Sleep Powder would have stopped it. And then being able to go into Aerodactyl and then just Ironhead it, would have been able to, just those, I think I would have been able to stop. I think I won the game still. It's just that, it would have changed the differential, at the end. So once again, GG to Curt. All the hacks was unfortunate, although I think towards the end, some of the hacks didn't really matter too much. But yeah, both wins so far, have been because we've been able to keep Hazard off the field, so that's pretty cool. We're now 2-1 plus 3. After losing to Silver last week in a pretty close match, next week we play Tone, and that will be our final week with this draft. So yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to hit that like button. We will be back next Sunday with our week 4 battle, and hopefully we can end off the first 4 weeks with 3-1. Anyway, guys, thank you guys once again so much for watching. This has been Shady. I'm out. Peace.